I mean, I can get a 1-hour taxi ride here in Bangkok for maybe 400 baht, you know. You won't get that for less than 1,000 baht in Phuket. And your government has tried to do something about it, but unsuccessfully.
You're based in Bangkok, right?
Yeah,
In general, you find that Bangkok is an expensive city.
depends on where you go. We stay in the cassette area. There's no tourists, very much a student area. Buy a meal maybe on the street for 30, 50 baht. And in Germany it starts at, let's say, 120 if you go for something very cheap. But the difference is, of course, also that the minimum income and everything is much higher. But once we go with friends to meet in Sukhumvit areas, the prices get crazy. I mean, like yesterday evening, we thought like, oh, we just stopped by in a small bar, and suddenly we were paying 150 baht for a small beer, which is ridiculous, even in German standards.
Sometimes, obviously, because we're foreigners, we get charged more than a local would. Same with like national parks. That's one of the big things right now as well is national parks. We've got to pay like 400 baht for some national parks, and Thai people have to pay like 20 baht, which is not fair sometimes.
How about in vice versa?
In the UK, one price for everything. Buses, everything, one price. National parks, there's no two pricing in England. It's just one price for everything.
It's a very reasonably priced country to live in, I think. Well, some things are expensive. Some things are surprisingly expensive.
Like what?
Beer.
Beer?
Yeah, it's the same price as back home. Like if you go to an expensive bar in Bangkok, it's the same price as an expensive bar in Dublin. If you go to the supermarket, it's cheaper in Dublin to buy a can of beer. But other things are much cheaper. Rent is much cheaper, travel is much cheaper, food is much cheaper and things like that. Like Bangkok is, I suppose it's an expensive city by Thai standards, maybe. You can go to Central World and spend 1,700 baht on one t-shirt, or you can go and spend 100 baht on a t-shirt. So it all depends on where you go and what you're looking for kind of thing.
Well, I don't think it's expensive compared to where I come from. Australia costs a lot more, even Phuket, which of course is more expensive than a lot of other parts of Thailand. There are some issues. I think that the taxi mafia in Phuket need to be sorted out. They've been inflating the prices of taxis in Phuket for a very long time. It's not about not being prepared to pay a little bit more, it's about not being ripped off. And that's why I mentioned that the taxis in Phuket. The irony is karma has a way of catching you. Right now, Phuket is trying to get the expats of Thailand to go to Phuket.
Yeah.
And Thai people. And guess what? They're not going. And why is that? Because they're too expensive. I want to be honest with you, because I love Thailand, and I love Thai people, and I love Thai culture. I mean, we're happy for the Thai people to support Thai people fairly.
Do you find Thailand as an expensive country?
No, not at all. I always compare everything to what I would pay for it in the United States. Well, yesterday we ate at a restaurant, and it was kind of like a fast food restaurant, and it costs, for both of our meals and drinks, it was 450 baht. For that same meal in the United States, we probably would have paid anywhere from $20 to $25, which would have been about 600 to 750 baht. We did have to go from Patong Beach to Phuket to the bank one time, and that was very expensive, a lot more than I thought. I think just like anywhere, when you have a lot of tourists come in, I think prices will go up. I mean, I don't mind paying a little extra for something if we're helping the economy. So that doesn't bother me because everything, even with the more expensive price, is still a lot cheaper than I could get back home.
It's much cheaper. Yeah, food is much cheaper, clothing much cheaper. A shirt in America for a woman would be around 10 to 20 USD dollars, which would be here about 1,000 baht. And here it's $3. $3. So yeah, it's much cheaper. There is nothing expensive in Thailand compared to America. In America, everything is probably double.
Do you have anything to say to Thai people?
Oh my gosh, wow. Everyone has been so nice. Everyone has been lovely and wonderful and polite and very welcoming. So we've really enjoyed our time here in Thailand. Everybody, this would be definitely a place to come. You have to come to Thailand and just enjoy and don't be afraid to go out and explore, and everyone's willing to help. Everyone's super nice. Yeah, we've enjoyed it.